Hey everyone, and welcome to Top Think. Today, we're going to learn about 5 daily habits of all successful people. Now, let's begin. Number 1 is creative record keeping. Now, many revolutionary inventions started as a simple idea. At one point, they were just random thoughts that someone had while brushing their teeth or driving to work. The difference is that they had the forethought to write it down. Now, unlike most of us, they didn't roll their eyes and let that interesting idea slip away. They saw potential, and they took advantage of the opportunity. Now, from the outside, you look at these amazingly successful people and you wonder how they came up with such innovative concepts. But the truth is, their random ideas are no better or worse than yours. The only difference is that these successful people made a habit of keeping records. Creative record keeping is a fancy way of saying that you should write everything down. So if you think of something interesting, don't hesitate to scribble it down somewhere. You might use Post-it notes or an app on your phone. It doesn't really matter where you put it as long as it's somewhere that you'll remember. The goal is to create a system where you can write down an idea, forget about it, then revisit it later in the day. That's because the best ideas often pop up at the worst times. If you're in the middle of a project, you can't suddenly stop everything to tinker with a new concept. So just take 5 seconds to get the idea down on paper and then leave it alone. Go back to your work and don't think about it for a while. You'll find that a few hours or a few days away from an idea will help you differentiate the good from the bad. So, what kind of things should you write down? Well, when it comes to brainstorming, quantity is much more important than quality. You don't have to conceive a life-changing idea every single day. Writing down a dozen terrible ideas is still much better than not writing down anything at all. As a rule of thumb, if it gets you excited, even for just a few minutes, well then it's worth putting on paper. Some ideas may seem foolish at first, and then they evolve into something amazing when you spend time polishing it. But you'd never know if you hadn't written it down to begin with. Having too many ideas, well, it's hardly ever a bad thing, even if you don't use a single one. Why? Well, because this daily habit also stimulates your creativity by training you to think outside the box. It also teaches you to have more faith in yourself by valuing your original ideas. And they might even help you when you're stuck on another project. It's very common for unrelated ideas to trigger a sudden shift in perspective. Inspiration can come from anywhere. The most random thoughts may jumpstart a burst of creativity, letting you see things that you never ever noticed before. So, like most successful people, hold on to your valuable ideas. You never know when one of them is going to come in handy. Number 2, investigate your industry. Successful people set aside time every day to keep tabs on their industry. They read books published by other experts in the field. They investigate new and experimental research to stay ahead of the curve. They explore problems that other people discover so they can overcome the same obstacles in half the time. Many people think that being successful means pioneering something entirely new, but that's not really how it works. Even if you have a great, original idea, you need to fall back on the roads that other people have paved for you. There are mountains of knowledge at your disposal. That's true now more than ever. It's never been so easy to learn from and connect with countless people all around the world. Now that means you can stay at the forefront of your industry, which is an invaluable place to be. Many successful people weren't the only ones to think of an idea, but they were the first to do anything about it. Their entire careers would have been different if someone else had beaten them to the punch. And for the same reason, it's helpful to stay updated on current events and social trends. When you know where the world is headed, you can better predict what kind of things will be successful in the future. You can also use fads and social icons to make your product more appealing to your audience. Sometimes the smallest changes can separate success from failure. So, follow in the footsteps of these successful people. Make researching your industry a part of your daily routine. Number 3. Maximize temporal value. Successful people are constantly making sure they're using their time wisely. Now, I'm not just talking about being efficient or avoiding distractions. Successful people actively prioritize work that's worthy of their time and their talent. The simple fact is that not all work is worth doing. For example, you might be spending hours and hours on some menial task that doesn't really impact your long-term goals. Yeah, you're working, but that doesn't mean it's the best use of your time. You could be using those hours to make genuine progress instead of wasting them on busy work. The problem might be that you don't know what your time is worth. This is an issue for tons of people when they're first starting out. Now, they think that their time isn't valuable just because they don't have a fancy title or years of experience. But if you want to be successful, you have to spend your time doing work that challenges you and pushes your limits. Now, granted, sometimes you won't have a choice, especially in the beginning. But over time, as you overcome more obstacles, it's important that your work reflects your value. But that leaves us with one really big question. How do you know what work is valuable and what isn't? This really depends on your individual ambitions and priorities. So let's try this. When you're getting ready in the morning, imagine yourself at the end of the day. You just finished work. You're taking some time to wind down and relax. Now at that point, what would you like to have accomplished? What would prove to your future self that you made the most of your day? No matter what your answer is, put it at the very top of your to-do list and make sure that you get it done. Now, of course, many successful people take it one step further. They continue asking these questions throughout the day. At every turn, you should make sure that you're still on track to finish what you wanted to finish. And by doing this daily ritual, every day will feel like a worthwhile step in the right direction. Number 4. Neutralize excess pride. As crucial as it is to understand your worth, it's also important to keep your pride in check. When you achieve your goals, it's really easy to let your accomplishments go to your head. You become so infatuated by your own success that your pride gets the best of you. It damages your decision-making, your relationships, and your self-discipline. In fact, many successful people have lost everything because of their overinflated ego. Excess pride will make you stubborn and inflexible. It will prevent you from adapting to the ever-changing landscape of any professional environment. If you're unwilling to change, it won't take long before other people start passing you by. Excess pride also closes your ears to the valuable advice of people around you. No matter who you are, you can't be the best at everything. You can't be successful all on your own, but that's a good thing. There will always be people with creative ideas that can help you grow your success. So, instead of clinging to your pride, let them help you. Find ways to cooperate and create the best possible product that you can. Successful people are fantastic at recognizing when they need this kind of help. They regularly communicate with and rely on the people around them because real progress requires collaboration. Number 5. The relentless pursuit of growth and learning. Your journey doesn't end when you become successful. Even if you're at the top of your field, you should always be searching for new ways to learn and evolve. Successful people excel at personal and professional growth because they know that it's a lifelong process. They don't let a day go by without absorbing new knowledge. They're constantly challenging their preconceptions about success, about motivation, and progress. This kind of cerebral exercise also maintains a healthy and powerful brain. Successful people use it to keep their minds sharp, quick, and innovative. Not to mention all that exciting information will inspire their creativity and broaden their horizons. Oh, and the best part is, the more you learn, the more useful it becomes. Now, a few random chunks of information don't seem like much on their own. However, these individual pieces will build on top of each other. And before you know it, you'll be sitting on a lifetime of wisdom. Though learning isn't just about growing your intelligence. By constantly pursuing knowledge, you're slowly but surely changing your mindset as well. Most importantly, you're developing a powerful kind of intellectual confidence. For every skill you gain, you're discovering more and more reasons to believe in your own ability. So make time to pick up a book, to read an article, or to listen to an educational video. The most successful people never stop exploring, and neither should you. Now, if you're actually serious about implementing these 5 habits into your life, well, it's not going to be easy. Don't get us wrong, it'll be worth it, but the hard truth is that many people don't have the time or the money to invest in high-quality programs to achieve success. That's why, to support our incredible TopThink community, we've partnered with Superhuman Academy. Superhuman Academy's best-selling online courses will put your personal growth on autopilot. Their courses cover topics like accelerated learning, productivity, speed reading, career hacking, and even digital decluttering to help you become the best version of yourself. So if you click the link in the description or visit superhumanacademy.com/topthink, then you can sign up for a free 1-week trial so you can take your personal growth to an entirely new level. But because we wanted to do something extra special for our TopThink fans, we negotiated for something more. The first 143 viewers to use our link in the description will get 10% off their first year of premium subscription. So if you want to set yourself up for success in all areas of your life, then start today by unlocking your superhuman potential.